What's going on, everybody? You have Tone here, back with some more Draft League content. This week, bringing you guys week number 3 of Season 1 of the APA Little Cup Wi-Fi Division, where this week we take on the Exeter Chief Electivires, coached by Malamarlins. His link will be in the description down below. Be sure to check him out if you haven't subscribed to him already. Also, a link to all the other coaches taking part in the APA Little Cup Wi-Fi Division will be linked in the description as well, so be sure to give them a look if you haven't done so already. So, like I mentioned, we are taking on Malamarlins and his Exeter Chief Electivires, and we are coming off of a very narrow 1-0 loss against Diet Tight and his New Britain Rockruff. So we are now 1-1 on the season, and Malamarlins is coming in with a record of 0-2, but despite the fact that he's 0-2, he does have a very scary team, highlighted by the fact that he has threats like Ghastly, the Munchlax, and the Ammonite, just to name a few. So just to recap his full entire draft, aside from the 6 Pokemon you see on your screen, with the Badoo, the Pikipek, Ghastly, Munchlax, Finneon, and the Ammonite, he also has an Aeron, a Bagon, a Seedot, and a Purrloin, if I recall correctly. I don't remember if that's his mons, but that's more or less his team. And not gonna lie, this matchup was a little bit. I felt like this matchup was pretty even. Albeit I do admit over prepping a bit for that Ammonite, just because if it does get up a Shell Smash and I'm not well prepped, that thing can just destroy me. That's more or less, that's pretty much long and short of it as far as I'm concerned. So the team I built for this week is more or less designed to ensure that something like an Ammonite or like a late game Ghastly cannot sweep me in the late game. So and basically what I mean by that is the fact that I'm banking on running double Focus Sash this week. And just to quickly run down, I have my Focus Sash Esper with Fake Out, Psychic, Thunderbolt, and Energy Ball. Just a emergency check for the Ghastly as well as the Ammonite. Then I have a specially defensive Eviolite Weak Armor Vullaby with Knockoff Brave Bird, Hidden Power Grass, and Defog. This is my way of preventing. This is my emergency stop to any potential hazards he brings between Stealth Rock, Ammonite, and Spikes on the Badoo. I'm Focus Sash on my Meowth with Fake Out, Knockoff, Hidden Power Ground for the Aeron, which he didn't bring, and Seed Bomb for the Ammonite. Again, another emergency check for the Ammonite if my Frillish does get weakened early on. But Frillish is my dedicated switch in to the Ammonite, being specially defensive with the Violite, with Recover, Scald, Ice Beam, and Giga Drain. Next up is a very straightforward Eviolite Ferroseed with Stealth Rock, Knockoff Bullet Seed, and Thunder Wave. And lastly is my Snubble with Bulk Up, Play Rough, Earthquake, and Thief with Berry Juice. So in terms of my lead matchup here, I had 2 potential leads heading into this game. If he brought the Ammonite and the Aeron, my lead was definitely going to be the Meowth. And also the fact that he didn't bring the Aeron, let alone the Purrloin, means that Esper can freely spam Psychic whenever it comes out on the field. And I figured, because of what he brought, I figured that Esper would be my best lead heading into this game. So we're just going to lead off with the Esper here, just because of the fact that the matchup just supported it a lot better, and it pretty much handled any particular lead, because a combination of Fake Out into pretty much any move I click, barring like if he leads like Munchlax or something, is just going to decimate something. Even to the point where if he tries to lead off with Ghastly, I do have my Focus Sash intact, and if I'm willing to sack off my Focus Sash in order to get rid of the Ghastly, then I will go that route if need be. But we're going to lead off with the Esper here, as he is just going to lead off with his Badoo, which is a fantastic lead matchup for me. So just on the off chance he is a Focus Sash variant of Badoo, I'm going to click Fake Out here, as he's going to make the switch into his Munchlax. So I'm just going to go for the safe Fake Out here. If he goes into Ghastly, I have Psychic in the back, so it's no big deal. I get a crit. Didn't really think that would matter too much, but I'm gonna make the play now into my Pharaoh Seed, as he's just gonna click the return here, and as you see, that does 2 damage. And I get the Iron Barb's chip off on this Munchlax. So here I'm going to try to go for a knockoff, get rid of this thing's berry juice, which I successfully am able to do with my Pharaoh Seed. He now goes for the Fire Punch, and unfortunately he's going to knock out my Pharaoh Seed, but it's totally fine. I was able to knock off the Munchlax's berry juice and ensure that he can no longer recycle it later on in the game. And it does allow me to go back out into my Esper. I'm just going to click Fake Out just to ensure that the added chip will guarantee put it into range where Psychic will definitely knock it out. I could have just gone straight for the Psychic, but if I low rolled and for some reason it lived, I would have been screwed. So down goes the Munchlax, in comes the Finneon here. I'm expecting him to go for like a U-turn because like he wouldn't make this play if he I felt the U-turn coming, and as I make the aggressive play into my Vullaby, I guess a U-turn expected me to go out into my Frillish there, because that was also another safe switch on my part. But I am going to get my Weak Armor to activate here as he goes directly out into the Ammonite. And here I'm just going to go straight for the Hidden Power Grass here. And as you're going to see, we almost knock it out here, and I'm thinking this is Focus Ash, but no, this is also a Berry Juice Ammonite here, as he's going to get up his rocks here, and I need these rocks gone ASAP to keep my sashes intact. So I'm going to go straight for the Defog, get rid of the Stealth Rock on my side of the field, and he's just going to fire off a Hydro Pump here, and as you're going to see, it does a good chunk of damage here, but not enough to guarantee that the next Hydro Pump will kill. So I'm going to go for Hidden Power Grass again, and unfortunately this time I'm actually going to crit him, which does suck because it guarantees that the Ammonite is gone, so my Frillish's usefulness is diminished somewhat in this game, and it ensures that I don't have to worry about rocks. I'm going to go for the knockoff of my Vullaby here as the incoming Finneon and get rid of another Berry Juice. As he goes for the Skull here, and he does get the burn on my Vullaby, unfortunately. So here I'm going to go for a Hidden Power Grass because I'm thinking Hidden Power Grass is going to do more damage than a Burnt Stab Brave Bird. I don't know. I didn't do any calcs during this game, so I could have been wrong in that assumption. But he's going to go for the U-turn here. We are going to live on 1 HP. Which is good in the sense that he gets the Picky Peck in, and the burn damage is actually going to benefit me and take out my Vullaby. So I, in the end, get switch initiative, and I get the free switch into my Sash Meowth here. And I'm just going to go for the Fake Out here, because even if he goes into his Ghastly, which he is going to do right here, I am just going to fire off a knockoff the following turn. So I didn't really lose anything by just going straight for the Fake Out here. So now I'm going to knock off. Almost knock this thing out. We don't see an item revealing, showing that he is a Z-move Ghastly. So he goes for the Thunderbolt here, probably trying to bank on Para, getting the Para, and then outspeeding my Meowth the following turn, but doesn't get it. Then he makes a smart play and decides to sack off the Finneon to the incoming knockoff. In comes his Badoo, and I'm really hoping he tries to go for the attack on my Meowth here, because if he gets up a layer of spikes, then my Esper Sash is going to be broken. Luckily for me, he does do that, and he goes straight for the Sludge Bomb to knock out my Meowth, as I'm able to knock off its Violite. And now I get the free switch back into my Esper, and I'm just going to fire off a Psychic here, as it's a no drawback play, and he has no resistances, and he is going to just let the Badoo go down to the Psychic. And now he's sent out his Ghastly. I'm totally fine with getting rid of this thing as I have my Sash, but in a strange choice of fate, I am going to outspeed the Ghastly and take it out with the Psychic, meaning my Sash is intact on the Picky Peck, unless he's like a multi-head move like Bulletsy or anything. He cannot take me out with one direct move, as I'm actually going to outspeed him, go for the Thunderbolt, knock him out, and the Miami Malamarlins are going to pick up a 3-0 win over Melantosh and the Exeter Chief Electivires on the back of Esper, coming in clutch, picking up 4 kills in that game. So just a quick rundown of the whole situation with the Ghastly versus Esper. He went for Destiny Bond. We were talking about it after the game had ended, and he went for Destiny Bond that turn. But unfortunately for him, he EV'd the Ghastly, so it was 18 speed, which would have been faster than my Esper. But he was also running Hidden Power Fire on the Ghastly, which meant that the speed IVs would be 30, so then it would drop his Ghastly speed down to 17. My Esper is max speed Timid Nature, so that also hits 17 speed, so it ended up being a speed tie, and I won the speed tie. In hindsight, even if I did lose that speed tie, and he went for Destiny Bond and took out my Esper, I still had a full HP Snubble in the back to deal with the Picky Peck, so I wasn't really too concerned about my end game. If anything, it would just change the 3-0 to like a 2-0, if anything. So yeah, GG to Melantosh. That was a fun one, not gonna lie. His team was incredibly scary. He's definitely going to pick up a couple of wins heading into later weeks. I definitely can see that happening. But nonetheless, we are now going to move to 2-1 plus 7 differential on the season. Next week, I believe we take on the Hartford Whalmers, coached by Steven Thurston, which is looking to be a very, very fun matchup indeed. So that's going to be it from me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy it, feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And of course, be sure to check out my opponent in the description down below. And until the next time, guys, this is Tone, signing out for now. Peace out.